Hi folks, it's Pat again, aka Bowbender on Archery Talk, and today I want to talk about inconsistencies in the strands of a bowstring. Now, I'm going to lay out a bowstring here, and as I do that, I'll talk and explain why it is that we're going through this exercise. The reason that I'm doing this is that on a bowstring, if you have inconsistencies in your strands, then you are going to have inconsistencies in the bowstring. It's going to be ropey, it's going to have peep sight twist, it's going to be generally a poor performing bowstring. And so I've built into this particular jig a flexible post, and by doing that I'm going to be able to illustrate what happens when you're laying out a string like this. And I'm going to go around here about 10 times to sort of show you what happens between the first and the last wraps if your string jig has a lot of flex in it. And I'm trying to keep the tension of this string at a minimal so that I can sort of illustrate how challenging it can be if you have flex in your jig. So we'll just wrap around here 10 times and I'll sort of give you an idea of what's going on. I'm not necessarily advocating that you run right out and buy a new string jig if you have one that flexes a lot, but if you do have one that flexes a lot, you'll be able to recognize what's going on and adjust accordingly. Okay, I think that that's going to show us what we need to see. And so this post here is the post that I put in there that is flexible. It's just a piece of arrow. So it'll give you an idea of what's going on. So I think you could probably see without me zooming in what happens with the threads. You can see the first one that I wrapped is way looser than the last one that I wrapped. And there's not much tension on that at all. It's very light tension. Let's zoom in a little so we can see a little bit more closely here. Okay, now I think you can see a lot more clearly that we have significant tension change between the first thread and the last thread. And that is completely caused by flex in the jig. When I put the initial wrap on, that strand was reasonably tight. It had a very slight bit of tension on it, but it wasn't sagging, and now you can see that it's sagging. And so having a string jig with flex in it will give you that inconsistency in strand length, or strand tension. So there you go. When you're looking at a string jig, try to find one that has the least amount of flex in it, and it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, now I've laid up a string using the extra durable posts that don't flex, and we've got very consistent thread tension between them. We'll zoom in and give you a quick look at that. So you can see here that the first threads appear to be about the same tension as the last threads. We don't have any sagging or over wobbling. Tension seems to be consistent. So when you're using a very low flex system, you can get much more consistent results. Thanks for watching. Shoot straight, and check out other videos I have at nwspinner.com.